this is Tony.
This is Paul coming at you from the Friends for Life podcast.
And we're go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Friends for Life podcast here on YouTube. If you can, go down below and hit that subscribe button. Want to thank Derrick and Marquita for coming on tonight, two supervisors here at Friends for Life. They talk with Tony about all things developmental disabilities, and between the three of them, they have a ton of experience in the field, so this is not one you're going to want to miss, so stay tuned.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Friends for Life podcast. Yay. I got two of the most awesome supervisors I could ever have had in my life with me. To my left here is Derrick Smith.
Well, hello everybody. Yay.
Yeah.
How's it going? Friends for Life, baby.
And to my right, Mrs. Marquita Ford. As some of you may have known or may not have known, these two individuals have put blood, sweat, and tear equity into this company to the point of which I sometimes feel bad for them. But it's all in a good place and a good reason why they do it.
Yeah, but you're making up for it. You've really been outstanding this week. So
okay. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Right.
You helped us cross over in 2020.
Yeah, we have had a lot of changes. So first off, the people have seen, I'm sure, if they're on any of our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, any of that, I'm sure I've seen your faces. You two do a lot of things on there with us. But let's give the people a little bit of knowledge of who you are. And I would like to start with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
Well, all right. Well, I think I come with a very, very round and diverse backside of me. I started doing this in Nashville, Tennessee.
All the way in Nashville.
Nashville,
man, I didn't
Tennessee.
Know that.
Yeah. I'm a country boy. I really, honestly, my favorite music is country music.
Okay. Yeah. Give us a little side country.
Well,
no, that's not even country.
That's bluegrass.
But no, I started in Nashville working for Metro Nashville Public School System, and then leaving from there, moving back to Ohio, and then moving to Columbus, Ohio, and then getting involved with direct care, and then going to Mansfield for director of a day program for a year and a half, and then now I'm back here hanging out with Friends for Life.
Hey, 100.
This is my journey. So it's been about a 17-year journey just doing direct care.
Hey, beautiful. And that's the most important part to me. Is if you have that direct support, professional care side down, then the rest can come pretty natural.
Absolutely.
Ms. Marquita.
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, ma'am.
Well, I've been in this field for going on 23 years.
Yeah, she's a veteran in this thing, by the way.
I started out.
She's only 26 years old. She's been doing it since 3 years old.
Well, I have a son the same age.
You're a legend.
I started out just really gravitating. My mother's godmother worked for Ziegler Homes.
Okay.
Mrs. Ziegler. So
yeah.
This is how far back it goes. So for me, and I used to be with her all the time, and she was our neighbor. But I started just loving it then because I would interact with her clients often. Mm-hmm. And I just found myself really in love with it. I went to school for something else, and I still gravitated to this field. I worked for the state for several years, and then went into the private sector.
Yeah. You were at NODC.
NODC.
Anybody who's out there who knows about Northwest Ohio Development Center, is that?
Developmental
Center.
Okay.
Yep.
I originally started in transportation for the county. It was like my first introduction to the professional side of it. And we did a lot of assisting over there, which really taught me the ins and outs of the field.
Yeah.
Well, now that we got a little bit of that out the way, both of you now are here at Friends for Life. Like I said, like I told everyone, you help with the day-to-day operations more than just a little bit. For people who don't know, a supervisor's job in this field can be taxing.
Yes.
I have seen so many start and have like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to change this, and they don't last 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it always sounds good.
Yeah, it's like a dream, selling a dream.
From both of your experiences, what is the hardest thing you've had to deal with, and what is the most rewarding thing that you had to deal with? Which sometimes are almost the same thing.
And that's what I was going to say. I think it's for me, it's the same thing. I put a lot of time, effort, energy in what I do because I believe in a spirit of excellence, and I believe that what I do it for the client. And because we're there when nobody else is there.
Yeah.
Without family, a lot of times I usually have clients that are, highly medical. So I go the extra mile myself personally and go see them while they're in the hospital, go check on them and things like that. Go see them, during the holiday times because they don't have family.
Yeah.
But that also can be very taxing.
It can
So
be.
I think I care too much sometimes because I don't know how to let it go. So I think for me it's a double-edged sword.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, and for me, I think sometimes the challenging part is just finding the resources for the clients. Because a lot of times they may not have any money, they may not have any transportation, or they may not have any family members to fall back on to be able to provide for them what they may give for our Social Security or something like that doesn't really give them the extra money. So I think it's just the resources, and then going out and trying to find who we can get to partner with us to help us out. And sometimes we even go in our own pocket, but like, here, let's lend a helping hand. So that could be the challenging part too, I think so. Yeah,
but then it's rewarding once you find that resource.
Yeah, it's always good to find free money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Free help.
Amen. What do they call that? Free 99.
Free 99.
Right. But man, we have had, as you said, we've had a tough week this week. Since, Monday morning, we've been on the go, it feels like. And we came across a lot of situations that we realized networking in the past actually helped us, with some of these current situations. Tell me some of the things that you like to do, because I know what I like to do in order to get Friends for Life known a little better, so we can gravitate or have some of the better staff people gravitate towards us versus any other agency. So what would you say you do, D?
Well, I think one of the greatest things that I found out is hitting the grocery stores up.
Yeah.
Hitting the community up. Starbucks. I'm a Starbucks guy. If I could just live at Starbucks, I think I'll be all right.
I mean, it is pretty mellow in there.
Yeah, but I think like the most social, interactive like areas like coffee shops, grocery stores, salons and different things like that where common people go to be able to put the company out there. And I think you're putting display up so they can know who we are and what we are, and then having an active voice around in the community too speaks volumes too as well. Definitely. So I think that's the key too.
What about you, ma'am?
Live it. Seriously. And I mean, like, if you live it, I feel like every day that you do, like a lot of times, of course, wearing our shirts. And it's like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's a nice shirt. And then I was like, did you notice that they're hands? And then they were like, oh, what is that all about? So just starting that conversation and just doing the things that we do normally, helping people. If you see somebody open a door, help them into a car, or elderly person, or things like that. And they're like, oh, that was so kind of you. What do you do for a living? Things of that nature. And like you said, just in the community where people are, and you just talk it up.
Yeah. And you know what? That is amazing because being that we are people, not only in this field, we're like caregivers at heart, So when we do give that care, it's not even it's not a fake thing, it comes second nature to us. So that I think that translates way more than any promo or something would. Yeah. But through community acts. One of our favorite topics is our DSPs. I think everyone has mixed feelings about DSPs in the city of Toledo in general, because there are some good ones out there, but there are also some bad ones. It's the facts. We have to say them. Nothing will change if we try to just turn a blind eye to it. Here at Friends for Life, I'm not going to act as if everyone's perfect. Right. I do think we have a good bunch of not only qualified but well caring people.
Right.
But it doesn't stop there. You know, we have to continue to teach and educate all of them and train them to one day take one of our positions.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, what has been something that you have seen as a constant with the way DSPs have, how they're out there today versus in our time of providing direct support care?
Me personally, the quality of care is almost at the same level. However, what I do see is they don't grind as we used to grind, or really just go out there and just give it their all.
Right.
A lot of people want to, once they're done for the day, they're done for the day.
Yeah.
People who are lifers like the three of us, we can't turn it off.
Right. Yeah.
We might try to turn it off, but we can't turn it off.
Right.
And I tell you, I don't know, the work ethic is totally different. And that's not just in this field.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
all the way
It's
around.
all the
It
way
is.
around. Yeah.
Today's generation, a lot of them, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of them don't have the same work ethic that we did starting out.
You know, and before I let you answer that, Derrick, it's a funny scenario about that because I'm the type of person, I take the Gary V approach. Shout out to Gary V.
Yeah.
Love you, man. I blame myself for that, you know, for some of the people that are above us, because I think that we actually made it look easier than what it was. I would work at least 18 hours a day at times and still go back the next day and do another 18. And didn't complain, didn't call off. And the people who did start calling off, I would pick up their shifts and everything goes. So it kind of got to be okay to slack off. But it's like I hate blaming the past generation or the up and coming generation, because believe it or not, our parents did it to us too. Like, oh man, we don't know what this world is about to bring. But what about you, D?
I think it goes back to what you said a minute ago. You know, working 18 hours or 16 to 18 hours a day, and then turn around and going back. I think that somewhere along doing DSP work when you first got started, I think you realized that was your why.
Yeah.
Of why you do what you do. Of why you care for the clients, because it's about them. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we service them, and that's why we take care of them, because it's implemented. It's putting them back into the community. I mean, if they could be in the such as what's that facility you
NODC.
just NODC,
the ICF.
ICF, and coming from them, they
Sunshine.
would but they wouldn't really need us. But I mean, understanding what's your purpose and what drives you to get up every morning to come to work, to make sure that someone else is cared for other than yourself. I mean, if you find that knack and find out what it is that drives you, I think you'll love what you do. But the generation today is just, I want my paycheck and I'm out.
Yeah. And it again, it's just like what you said, is because they don't know their why.
Yeah.
Some people are destined to do other things, but they're in this field just to get a paycheck. And I can't be mad at it. I would rather you work and do something than nothing. But you have to make a conscious decision to come into this. And even if it is just a paycheck, you need to be focused on that individual.
And I think we all have an inside joke when you come in the office, especially at the roundtable managers meeting on Monday mornings. We all say, "Here we go, Tony's University." It's always
to you.
Right to you.
Our own to you.
I like it. I like it,
life, baby. I'm telling you.
But we have a new one now.
Oh,
What would Tony do?
Yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
love
What
it.
would Tony do? Right. But I mean, it's just, but you take what you know and you constantly, it's like a evolving, right? You teach us to be able to teach the DSP under us.
Yes.
And so it's like a learning process. It's like you can never get it in one setting. It's like you got to keep coming to the table and eating more and eating more and feeding your spirit. And just like you tell us all the time, what book have you read today? You know, what have you done different than you did on yesterday? You know, what motivates you and what drives you? So I think that's a good key piece right there.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Because, I mean, I'm a firm believer in the 10,000 hour rule. Yeah. You know, if you put in enough time and manpower to any one thing, you can be an expert in that within 10,000 hours. Yeah. You know, so I know for a fact that I am only here because I dedicated myself, just like everybody else. Most people who don't succeed well in life, they dedicated themselves to failure, honestly. Yeah. You know, I use the example of smoking a cigarette. Anybody who's ever smoked knows the first time that they smoked a cigarette, they did not like it. But something said, hey, let me try it again. They worked at it. You worked at being addicted to cigarettes. And I, God rest my mom. So, because she would sit and tell me, she was like, well, at least I'm good at something. Yeah. I said, Mom. Cigarettes,
we all got that one family member that's just good at something. So, you can count on it.
Always count on it.
Right, to be good at something.
Oh, man. I always credit Dan Hosapian.
Oh,
he was the director over at NODC. And he had very innovative ways of transforming this community and how we think about things. He had the right way training. And one of my favorite things that he always, instilled in us was everything is a teachable moment.
Yes.
Just like, when your children are watching you or other people are watching, we don't realize how many people are watching us. So when we're at a client's home, everything we say, everything we do, how we act, how we carry ourselves is a teachable moment. Yeah. Even in the times where a client may be having a rough day. And instead of internalizing what you think that means, because they may be acting out, you need to figure out what happened to you today. What are you okay? Did something happen at workshop? Did something happen on the bus? Did you not have your favorite meal? I mean, it could be simple things like that, but
stub their toe.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, those hurt for a long time.
Right. Yeah. Because everybody says, like, well, they can't do this or they can't do that. Have you ever tried? Have you ever taught them how to do it? Have you ever modeled it? And, I had a client at a previous job, and I never forget how they said, oh, he can't do this and he can't do that. And I just sat there just day after day and would model it.
Yeah.
And then I would just leave it there for him. And then I will model it. And then I will leave it there for him. Then he started doing it. Like, when did he start doing that? So it's like you never know what somebody can do.
That's true.
Until you allow yourself to model it for them and just be it.
And everything isn't going to be instantaneous.
No. Exactly.
It's going to take work to do it. And Paul and I have talked about this many a times before, that I think another problem that we feel is with the younger generation is they want things too quick, too instantaneous. And I can't even just say the younger generation anymore, because I see older people coming and doing it too. But
that work ethic.
It's between our phones, our computers, internet, and all of that, where we have this instant gratification where we forget, like, it takes time to do stuff. Can you, just imagine going hunting? Hunting is not a quick thing, and Paul will tell you.
You have to lie in wait.
Yes. And, nowadays, people will probably
takes a lot of patience,
eat some grass before they will actually catch something. So...
Yeah, it is. I mean, and it can be hard. It can be challenging. Just the process of waiting. A lot of times we don't like to wait. We want, like you said, we want it right then and there.
Yeah.
We just got to have, it's like a popcorn. Got to get it now.
Microwave mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are aware of the things that we need to do to get to where we get. It's just, do we want to take the time to do it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely, because, when we grew up as kids coming up, when it was time for dinner, we sat at the table and we actually ate dinner. There was no cell phones. There was no laptops. There was no iPads. There was nothing.
Yeah.
We ate dinner. We talked as a family. Yes. Today we got cell phones. We got iPads taking the place of conversations.
I'm bad though. I am so bad.
You are bad.
Yes.
Like, I will. Oh gosh. I make my kids do it, but I will get up and leave. And I will sit here and be all on the emails and everything else. So that's something I do need to work on. Yeah. Thank you for technically I'm a millennial, so
no,
not my soul. Right. I got an old soul. Oh man. Well, y'all already know personally, I'm not a big resolution guy. Yeah. But we are into a new year, and I had to change my mindset.
Yeah.
per se in order to trick other people to get ready for 2020, because we have made a lot of changes. You know, we're doing our ADS, we're going to do our transportation. We are on a hold up with some of those things just because, I mean, life happens, and when life happens, we happen. Yeah. But what are you two most excited about 2020? Oh, not too many at once.
right. For me, a couple things. My health.
Okay.
That's number one.
Yeah, that's very important.
Because if I don't get that together, I can't do everything else I want to do.
Shout out to one of our other podcasts. You got to definitely watch it. It is about some of the ways that you can actually make more money, and health is like one of my number one things that I say. Yeah. Because with better health, the insurance rates go down for companies, and we can actually pay a little more for that. But continue. I'm sorry.
Working on my dreams of finishing out things that I kind of left by the wayside. Okay. So those are my two major things that I'm working on this year.
Nice. Yeah. Well, and that's good. And I want to point out that you only did 2. I prefer people do 2 versus 20. And you hit the target for 2 versus
I have more, but those are my main ones that
start
I'm focusing
on. I believe in the bubble effect of, to do the little things that you need to get to that one goal and go on to the next one. It's no problem having 20 goals, but only don't work on all 20 at once.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the goals are great to have because, like you said, everything doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. You need to focus on what you are going to do right now, what you can do right now, what is obtainable right now. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Yep, setting your vision board up in front of you. I think for me, mine is just health, and then mine is just, it's just learning how to process things and moving in my purpose.
Got you.
And just figuring out what's next for me. Where I'm going from here, and not so much focusing on what happened in 2019, because 2019 was such a tragic year for me. Okay. And so this is year of 20 for me is a year of fresh start, of new beginnings for me. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Thank you for not saying that clear vision thing. I mean, people have ran that through the mud.
I'm telling you,
everything in 2020, I'm so clear.
Vision, right?
Like, okay, it was cool on January 1st, but no, let's leave it alone.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, even for Derrick, I have seen tremendous growth. And I've seen it. And I see him catch himself a lot of times now, whereas, in the past things were a little different. So I applaud you. I see him.
That's another soft nugget coming from you.
I'm kind of hard on Derrick.
Both of you deserve credit. I have seen, and even Janelle, who's another supervisor. We're gonna try to get her on here. She's super shy.
Yeah, she really is.
I'm scared that it's gonna sound like cricket.
Yeah. Right. She's going to be laughing the whole time.
Yeah, right. But I have seen growth in all of you. There are still things that all of us can work on. I still try to better myself on a daily basis. But the point of anything is to get one step ahead versus even a half a step back. Yeah. I'm always like, hey, let's go forward.
Yeah, and I think given a healthy environment,
yes,
I think that professional environment, I think that really helps. Coming to a toxic work environment, it's not healthy. It's not cool.
And people. I was just reading something about attitudes. Yeah, and one attitude can bring down the community of a bunch. No matter how inspiring someone else is trying to be, that one attitude is just like a needle poking you. It's not going to kill you, but it's uncomfortable and it's going to make you mad and just like, ugh, like stop. Right. So, well, you know what? I have had a wonderful time sitting and chatting with you two.
Pretty cool.
I want us to definitely do this again. I think I say it enough, but it can never really be enough. I appreciate all of the work that you do. Our clients appreciate all of the time spent, all of the energy, and hopefully our staff appreciate it too, because there's some things that our staff can do to bring you two down. And it's like people don't understand, like, oh man, you got to swallow quite a bit. But we are going to stay a team. Not only for us, but for them, and to help them to grow and help educate them so they can be the best that they can be.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes you have to become uncomfortable
Ooh, amen.
In order to grow.
Oh, can we mix that?
Right.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, right.
Very uncomfortable.
Amen.
And get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's so funny because people seek to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, just like I was watching a Disney movie and then Happily Ever After. Like, when does that happen? Like, who have you known to just say, you know what? I'm there.
Yeah.
Nothing else needs to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only person that can say that is in a casket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And I ain't trying to be there.
And I know they tired.
Well, thank you again, everybody. You know the drill. Check us out on all our social media, and hey, give a thumbs up to these two. If not for me, give a thumbs up to them.
Nah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of the Friends for Life podcast here on YouTube. As always, if you can, throw us a bone here, go down below, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank Derrick and Marquita for coming on and sharing their vast wealth of information with all of us. Really appreciate those guys. They do a great job at Friends for Life, so thank you for that. And I can't wait to see you all again next time.